honestly, because if we're being real, I honestly never thought that I would get to the point where I was on Anastasia's PR list. Holy cow! What had happened, I posted this picture onto Instagram and I tagged Amrezy and her new post page that she has. And then Anastasia saw it and she reposted it on her Twitter. The day after she posted it on her Twitter, I basically got invited to be on their PR list, and I didn't see it until 5 days later. But I accepted, and I'm so excited because they sent me two packages. So let me show you what I got. I got this box, and this is what it looks like. Super, super cool. And it says stick to flawless. But these are all of their foundations. I won't be swatching them only because my skin low-key can't take all of that. So I'm just going to find my shade. And then we're going to do a video. So there was that. And then let me show you the other thing. This is what it looks like. Anyway, I'm really, really pumped about this and excited. First, I'm going to start off with my brows, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. The shade that I'm using is Ebony, and pretty much what I do with this is the same thing that I do with my pomades. I just fill in the shape of my brows, and I'm just starting underneath. The good thing about these pencils is they are very pigmented, but they're also buildable. So if you're someone who would prefer to be light-handed, this is a great product for you. They also last a pretty long time, mostly because whenever you use pencil, usually you would want to pair a powder or some other product with it, so you don't have to use as much of the pencil as you would, let's say, the pomade or the powder. So we're just filling in the tail or whatever, and as you can see, it's going pretty far. My eyebrow hairs actually come all the way right here, so what I'm going to do is just take it down. Anastasia sent me the Soft Glam palette, and if you have not seen it by now, this is what it looks like. There are a ton of warm neutral shades and a few cool shades as well. So I'm really excited about this because I don't think I've ever seen a palette from them with this many warm shades. Normally there's a bunch of different pops of color, but this one really complements my complexion and the kind of makeup looks that I like to do in general. So I'm excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we about to do something, honey. What am I gonna go into first? I think I'm gonna go into burnt orange first. That's this shade right here. And these eyeshadows are soft, just like the other palettes. I want to say that it's gonna be a little bit easier to blend though, so we'll see. And this is just going to be a transition shade for me. It's kind of light, and it definitely is a kind of like a peachy orange on me. I like the fact that the color is actually showing up. I'm going to go into Sienna, which is right here. This palette doesn't have nearly as much kickback as my Modern Renaissance palette, which I really appreciate because you don't want to use up all your eyeshadow at once, you know, and I hit pan pretty quickly on the other palettes, so I'm looking forward to using this one for a while. So I'm taking Sienna, and what I'm going to do is I'm putting that in my crease. I'm going to start on the outer corner, tapping it in, and then I'm tapping it into my crease up here, just like that, and blending it all the way in. Then I'm winging it out like this and blending that up towards my brow bone. Okay, so now that we got that situation handled, I'm going to now go into Mulberry. And I'm just taking my MAC 217 brush. And I'm pretty much just continuing that shape that I already started, going on the outer third of my eye and bringing Mulberry into the crease. I'm going to flip my brush over because I want it to go into my crease and not totally all over my eyelid. this palette surprised me. You know me, I like to get stuff after the hype anyway. But wow. So now that I've got all of that blended, I'm going to go into bronze and sultry. I'm going to use sultry first, and then I'm going to put bronze on top of it. I'm trying to do something a little different here. Not sure where I'm going, as usual. But first I'm going to put some setting spray on my brush, because I want these colors to pop. And then I'm just going to go into sultry. Ooh. I'm going to start right here. Wow, that's really pigmented. And I'm pretty much just gonna put this all over. Then I'm just gonna take the edges of my brush and kind of sort of blend it out. I want this to be soft and not super harsh. I'm gonna go into the shade bronze, and I'm putting it right here in the center. Now that is pretty. And I'm just gonna blend them together on the edges. That is so pretty. I feel like this is looking a little sloppy right now, but I promise y'all, we gonna get somewhere with this look. I promise y'all. And then I'm gonna go right back on top of this with the same color bronze, but I'm applying it dry this time. And what that's gonna do is make the center of my eyelid pop a lot, and this will give your eyelid an iridescent look. Yes. Now what I'm gonna do is I am going to go back into Mulberry, and I'm gonna pop that right back on the outer third of my eye. So I'm gonna prime my skin and get ready for some foundation. I'm just taking a regular pore minimizing primer because your girl got pores out the wazoo. So I was in all of their stick foundations, and the shade that I'm going to be trying is Cool Golden. I looked at all the shades, and this is the one that I think is my shade, so y'all tell me. Oh yeah, that's my shade. Okay, so I'm just going to apply this to my skin. Oh my god, I forgot to put my powder on. Okay, so back to what we were doing. This seems like it's a pretty decent coverage. Woo! I feel like a little kid. I don't know if I'm using a lot or not because I wear a lot of foundation, so y'all tell me when to stop. And I'm just gonna blend it in. So as far as blending goes, it's doing what I would expect a cream foundation to do. This foundation is going to be excellent for anyone who doesn't have the desire to wear heavy foundation, heavy makeup. It is lightweight, and I can definitely see my skin still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more to the places where I feel like I need more coverage, which is almost everywhere because, you know, I wear a lot of makeup. So since I'm using Anastasia products, I'm going to go into my cream contour palette. This is in medium, and I am going to use cream and banana. I'm going to use one side of my brush for cream and the other side of my brush for banana. So I had to add a little bit of my concealer to it because I don't have an oil to kind of loosen up the contour palette, but it's cool. So we're just gonna blend this out like so. So I'm just gonna set the concealer with a little bit of powder. And I'm only setting right underneath my eyes and on the side of my nose. So to bronze up my skin, I'm gonna go into my super duper duper old Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. This is in medium to tan. As you can see, it has been heavily utilized. And I'm just gonna start off with this shade right here. And I am tapping it into my skin. like so. I don't like sweeping too much because it'll pick up foundation, concealer, all of that hard work. I'm going to go into the darkest shade right here, just a little bit, and sweep it. I'm going to go straight into Mulberry, and I'm just tapping it right under here. The upside to these being so pigmented is you really don't have to try to apply them, which is awesome. Then I'm going to take my 217 brush, and I'm going to dip right into Sienna, and I'm coming underneath it and just blending it out into the rest of the eye look. And taking my big fluffy blending brush, just gonna soften the edges around here. And I'm gonna go back into Sultry, basically reflecting my eyeshadow. And you wanna blend this out because that line is not cute. Now let's get into this highlight. Y'all already know I have been talking about this since I got my voice back from getting sick. So I'm gonna take my highlighting brush and my Amrezy ABH highlighter, and I'm literally just gonna sweep. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh. So I like to tap it on. Kind of just gives me a feel for how I want to apply it, and then I blend it out ever so gently. You'll see how eyelashes make such a difference. Okay, so I got my lashes on, and I already put on some lip liner, so I'm just gonna put on this lip gloss from Anastasia. It's called Tara. This is one of my favorite glosses from them, next to Kristen, because it just looks so good. This is the final look. So really quickly, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the new products that I use from Anastasia. This one is actually brand new. This is their Soft Glam palette. I would say that I actually like this palette, which is awesome because I have it now. What I like about it is there's not a lot of kickback, which is awesome. Very, very pigmented, and I like that the colors are actually a little bit darker once you put them on than when they are in the pan, which is awesome for girls like me because my complexion is a little bit deeper. So some of the shades might look like they're not gonna look good, but they look really good. So I love that about this palette. It does come with a dual-ended brush, like most of the Anastasia. I think all of them come with the brush. So yeah, this is a really good palette. I was delightfully surprised. I want to say that this is going to be one of my favorite palettes from Anastasia. My absolute favorite palette was the Amrezy palette. That palette was so freaking cute, and it had every color that you needed in there. But this is going to be my second favorite. I also like the metallic shades that are in here. They mix really well with a little bit of setting spray. So that was good because a lot of the time eyeshadows like that in palettes usually kind of crumble. So the foundation, honestly, I think that this foundation is better for somebody who does not have a lot of conditions with their skin. It does have radiance to it, which I do like, but it's not really going to be for anybody who has any kind of acne, scarring, or texture. Somebody who pretty much wants an everyday foundation, this foundation is going to be for you because it has a nice medium to full coverage. It's buildable. It's conveniently packaged, and you can wear it as concealer, foundation, or even to contour depending on what shade you actually pick. I do like this, and I feel like I'm going to be able to wear it this summer because my skin, I'm hoping, will clear up, and this is a good everyday foundation. So another thing that I noticed too is my smile lines. I don't know if you can see, you guys. they're not actually creasing. You can see the discoloration from my smile lines a little bit, but they're not creasing, which normally with cream foundations, I do have a ton of creasing. Like, I can't put creams on my face, and this worked out pretty well, so yes. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to Anastasia Beverly Hills and her team for contacting me. Like I said before on Twitter, it's always really, really nice to be acknowledged for your growth and your work as both a content creator and as an artist. I am by no means the best, to be honest with y'all. Half the time my makeup looks just come off the dome, like I'm just doing something and it's like, oops, a look, you know. So thank you very much for sending me these products. I'm so grateful and I'm so excited because I was like, ah, me. So yeah, thank you very much for sending me those products, Anastasia and your team. I really appreciate it. I hope that I have another opportunity to work with y'all in the future. And I also want to thank everyone who has been supporting me from whenever you started supporting me. I really appreciate that because I have my highs and lows myself, and sometimes I do want to give up, and sometimes life forces me to stop a little bit. So thank you very, very much. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up or whatever. Share this video on your other social media platforms or send it to somebody in a text because I know you watch it on your phone. And don't forget to check out this video right here because it is conveniently placed for you. I actually remembered to put it right here for you this time. Sometimes I be forgetting. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video or the previous one.